Hey there, randoms. As you can probably guess, I forgot to record an intro again. But lucky for you, I had a recording of my face and I can record a voiceover. So here we are. This video is about the fairy door that I created for Max. Now, we all know that fairies need an entrance into our house, and a fairy door is the perfect way to allow them in. Max has a huge tree in his bedroom, so I thought we would try and make a door that kind of has a wooden feel to it so that it can blend in nicely, and that's a good entrance for the fairies. Now, I did buy this accessory kit, which I didn't realize at the time was an accessory kit. Actually, Granny bought it for us. I thought that the door was included, but as we very quickly figured out, the door is not included. But nonetheless, the accessories are extremely cute. There was a bike, a swing, a ladder, and a seesaw. I am using a Monty Mart air hardening clay, modeling clay. I have used this before for various projects, and I do really enjoy using it. It is a little bit hard to work with, or in comparison to something like Sculpey and things like that. I guess it is a very different product, but it is really good for what it was. You saw that it was $5.50 for the entire block. So I had a lot of fun playing with this and getting it into the shapes that I want to. Another project that I'm thinking of doing is creating a clay palette and then varnishing it so that I can have my own palette for my watercolors and inks and things like that. Anyway, back onto the fairy door. Pretty much all I did was roll out some clay to make a base. A flat piece was going to be the size of the door, and then I rolled some clay and stuck it on there. Just pushed it in with my fingers. I potentially could have used some techniques that people use scoring, when you score it and then sort of stick it together so it's got a hard surface to attach to, or a rough surface to attach to, but I didn't do that. I'm not going to be moving this around very much, so I feel like the way that I did it was enough. I just then sort of connected all of the pieces together and was following the reference image off the box. And then all I did was add in some texture. As you can see, grooves in the door and the little window. I also added in some wood texture to the side panels there. Then just used a paintbrush to sort of sweep off any of the excess little globs or blobs, or technical terms we're using here. And that was that. I let it dry for at least 24 hours, and then I got my paintbrushes out. I'm using acrylic paint, and I mostly just use colors out of the tubes. I did mix a couple of colors, but yeah, I just went in and started painting it all. And then once it was all painted, I again let it dry. I was going to varnish it, but in the end I didn't end up varnishing it because I felt like it was shiny enough. Again, it wasn't going to be in direct sunlight or being moved around a lot. It's not going to be touched a whole heap, so I can always varnish it in the future, but I didn't varnish it at this point. So once I had finished doing all of the colors and putting all of those in, I did actually create kind of like an acrylic wash that I wanted to do over the wood texture, just so that the darker color would get in those grooves and I wouldn't have to paint them all individually. I've seen a couple of people do this and I thought it was a fantastic idea, so I thought I'd try it myself. Some people also do it with chalk pastel, but I didn't know where mine were at the time, so I used an acrylic wash. Acrylic wash, not gouache, just to clear that up. So I just got acrylic paint and added water to it, as you can see there, and I just brushed it all over and then used some paper towel or toilet paper because I didn't have any paper towel handy. I just used that toilet paper to absorb up all of the water so that the paint was just left in the grooves and not on the main surface, and that actually worked really, really well. It gave the piece an entire a lot of dimension and depth. You could see all of those grooves. I'm really, really happy with the way that turned out, and I'm so glad that I decided to do that to this. But there you go, guys. That is the final piece. That is it on Max's bookshelf. You can see he's got his little tooth fairy vase there, so when he starts losing teeth he can put it in there there so the Tooth Fairy has easier access to them. It's sitting on top of Max's tall boy in his room, and you can see the tree there. He was so excited to see it when he realized that the fairies now have a door into the house, and it's sitting on a classic fairy tale book, so it was quite fitting. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you've liked it, please leave a like and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!